Ba-dum bum bum bum. Slap back, chat frat. Slap back, chat frat. Slap back, Charlie frat. Slap back, Charlie frat. Slap back.
Welcome back to the internet's finest podcast, as fine as a £5 bottle of vino that you can drink under a bus shelter in a urine-covered trousers and smelling of farts while eating the wrappers from someone else's leftover after eights.
So it's great to be back once again, and it's that time of the month when we come to fill your world with a little bit of sweet Cornish national love. Many people doubted us, but we have been here and we've been broadcasting nearly a year of Back Chat Frat. So crikey, it's been a really wild ride, that's for sure.
It certainly has. I'd like to welcome back my co-host, my right-hand man, a kind of Claire Underwood to my Rod Hole when he knew. Please welcome Mr. Jojo.
Thank you very much, and joining us, as ever, is the man who, like a ticking time bomb, is both relentless and almost certainly devastating. No stranger to danger, but unacquainted with basic human decency. He is Daniel Bianca Reid.
Oh, hello. Thank you very much. Joining us once again is our agony aunt of sexual wisdom. Please welcome Mr. Richard Fontaine.
Oh, hello. How's it going?
Hello.
Hello.
How's the agony aunt sexual wisdom business going?
It's going okay, actually. Yeah, I'm just, trying to impart some kind of truths on the world. People have got issues. I facilitate the issues, and bingo. Yeah, not bad. Burnt 7.5 pence this week doing it. So yeah.
Excellent. And for a limited time only, like your mum's affection, no fuss, it's London's own Mr. Russell Garnett.
Hello.
Hello, Russ.
Hi, Ross.
Hello. What I need you to do is just not use any data with your mouths, and then we'll be okay.
So we have to
Keep
explain
the data
Russ
to a
on
minimum, yeah?
Yeah, on a data device, unfortunately. So we have to keep data down
On a data device. I'm on a data ticker.
Yeah.
I'm on a countdown.
The final countdown.
Well, it's good to have you here, Russ. Good commitment.
Pleasure.
Hopefully in the future London will master the internet.
One day.
One day
it'll be up there
dream
with Cornwall.
the dizzy heights of Cornwall or Nottingham.
All right. Well, as you're only here for a limited time, we're going to crack on. We've had a lot of correspondence in the months that we've been away from the internet. A lot of people have written in, and I feel it's our duty really to engage with them. So Dan, do you want to give us a viewer's letter that we can try and answer?
I certainly do. It's literally like I had to sign up for more internet. Like I had to max out my internet to get all these letters. So much gold. This is a letter from C Catcher from Chit Chit Bang. Hello, Back Frat Slap Boys Chat. A long time watcher, a first time asker. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate you on nearly making it to a year of Slapback. Feels like you've bestowed so much upon me, so many nuggets of wondrous magical gold, that I feel like I'm indebted to you chappies for life. I'm your humble servant from now on to the day I die. If you don't mind, I have a question. What's your best dessert to lure a young person back to your humble abode? That's from C Catcher. So what is the best dessert to lure children?
It's either dib dabs or those sherbet flying saucers. I think that's what. If I have to.
I wonder if he's talking about bang for buck. I wonder if he's talking about like potentially how many children can lure in, or what, or the most.
I think
powerful,
popping candy is probably one of the most successful.
biggest lures.
That's always a good one. Poundland variety pack. Only £1.
Yeah.
Many a sweet to get a whole little fleet of children that way. That's always useful.
That sounds good value.
If
A
you
box of
want low rent,
Smarties.
Nice.
if you want low rent children and you want bang for your buck, you can't go wrong with hundreds and thousands.
Yeah. Only one each now.
Or a bottle of poppers, maybe, but that's not sweet.
That'll work. That'll do it. So thank you very much for that. I think we've answered your question. Let's see. Dear Slapback boys, loving your work. I'm a big comedy fan, and while I think your show has some really nice touches, as a comedy fan, I found myself wondering if it might not be improved by some catchphrases. I've watched other comedy shows, and they often seem to have them. I've got some suggestions. Boingalicious, Bish Bash Bosh, Someone's Talking Tosh. I'm gonna make it rain all over your garden. Sometimes. Looks like someone's got a plate full of delicious justice. Zizzle Zazzle, or 1, 2, 3 boys. Do you think you could use any of these? If not, can you think of any better ones? That's from Lucy in Tennessee, semi-retired housewife. So, any of those catchphrases any good?
I think we could use Zizzle Zazzle.
I like 1, 2, 3, 4 boys.
I quite like I'm going to rain all over your garden. I'll take that one if that's all right. Yeah.
I think we could use all of them. We can have one each.
Yeah.
In what context would you use "I'm going to rain all over your garden"?
Well, when one of our amazing quiz pieces come up, you know, and I win like every time, I'm going to rain all over your garden. You know, that's probably what I do.
Oh, Zizzle Zazzle.
Well, how can you use Zizzle Zazzle though? How can you crowbar
Well,
that
it's just
in?
an expression of disbelief or being impressed, you know.
Well, there we go.
Ooh,
I think
Zizzle
you did
Zazzle.
very well there, Russell. So.
Or actually, it can be used as in a questioning way. So you could say something, and I could say, "Zizzle Zazzle."
Well, like, so I went out last night with the boys. Zizzle Zazzle.
Yeah, just like that.
1, 2, 3, 4 boys.
Zizzle Zazzle.
Well, I mean, does anyone have any ideas for catchphrases that we could use, or do you reckon we should stick with those?
Those are good. Those are good. It's going to be hard to come up with something to match the power of those.
If you're going to, what would you pick off the list, Webbs, and how would you use it?
I think for me personally, I quite like Boingalicious. I think.
Isn't that a Beyonce song?
That's Bootylicious. But Boingalicious is when you want to boing someone. So she was Boingalicious.
It sounds like potentially a Beyonce song.
It does. It sounds like a low. It sounds like a low rent Beyonce song. It sounds like a knockoff. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm with Russ actually. I think I like Zizzle Zazzle.
What about "Don't touch what you can't afford"?
Ooh,
Girl.
Zizzle
quite
Zazzle.
snappy, aren't they?
Yeah, they all sound like potentially low rent Beyonce songs.
I'm not sure. I do quite like. Looks like someone's got a plate full of delicious justice, but it doesn't roll off the tongue.
What about "It burns"?
I like it burns. Yeah, I mean, you don't even have. It doesn't even have to be context specific. You can just.
It burns.
Yeah. It's just something you can occasionally shout. All right.
Yeah,
Well, thank you very much, Lucy from Tennessee. We will we'll try and incorporate some of those into the podcast. Dan, have you got another letter?
Yep. This is from Trevor and Roach. I'm just writing in to let you know that I've seen your podcast and I find your show rubbish. I bloody hate all of you, especially that weasel-faced pig man that goes by the name of Dan. What a dickhole. I bet you all think you're so clever being on a podcast. Well, you're not. My nan has the internet and she does a podcast about knitting and she thinks she's twice the man you are and 4 times as funny and to top the whole thing off, she'd kick the shit out of you. So here's my question. Would you fight my nana live on air? P.S. You're all pricks, Trevor. Well, it's going to happen. We are like Marmite, aren't we? And some people like us.
Brown and overpriced.
Some people like my weasel face.
With a heavy amount of yeast.
Yeah.
We're quite viscous.
We hang around in supermarkets too much.
With yeast infections, yeah.
Yeah, thrushing juicing. Yeah.
We smash if broken from waist high.
But yeah, I mean, like, to be honest, Trevor, like, just because your nan can do a podcast about knitting, that doesn't mean shit. I say bring it on. I say if your nan wants to come around here and have a ruck, let's do it.
That could be the next episode.
Yeah.
The thing is,
She wants
we
to
are.
run your nan via
Yeah. Yeah. We could do a separate podcast called "Fuck Your Nan," where we just fuck up people's nans. We are in 4 different locations though, so who's going to take on the first nan?
Well,
All
I reckon,
meetings.
I reckon we just send her between us. Like, just once we've finished it off, just like tag in.
Oh, well,
Okay.
get a helicopter.
All right, so yeah, bring it on. We'll fight your nan. This next letter is from Ryan, who's 18 years old from Welling Garden City. Dear Russ, Dan, Fonts, and Joe, in order of who I think would be most handy fixing a car engine. Have you seen or heard of the film Her, where a guy falls in love with his phone's operating system, kind of like a sexy Siri? Well, over the last few months, I've been developing really strong feelings for my microwave oven combi. Let's just say that things have escalated in the past few days, and someone's been getting their naughty molecules vibrated. And not only can I stand the heat, but I ain't getting out no damn kitchen till Daddy gets his junk zapped. So, what do you think is the future for human technology interface?
Well, yeah.
Russ, you're in the media.
I
How
am,
do you
yeah.
think humans and technology will continue?
Well, there's a toaster that will print out a picture of your own face on the bread. Have you heard about that?
Oh shit! Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
So you could enjoy the pleasure of your own company. Oh,
Hello.
Hello, Ross.
am I still here?
You are
You
still-
could enjoy the pleasure of your own company in bread form.
I've always wanted to eat myself, so you know when you put like sort of nice hand creams on, it smells really good. You want to eat yourself. You can just do
Yeah.
that with toast.
I mean,
That's
no.
good. No? Oh, okay, fair dues.
There's a lot of scope for that though. Like, say if you have a date over, imagine giving them a piece of toast with their own face on it and saying, "This is all I ever eat."
This is all I ever eat all the time.
That's quite romantic.
It is, yeah.
You
Well,
run out of mirrors, check your hair, you know, bit of toast. Oh, that's all right, you know. Down the hatch, bingo.
Yeah. Or you know, if you give them a piece of toast with your own face on, you can say like, "You're already noshing on one part of my body." Hey.
Or you could use the toast as a stand-in for your face. So if things were a bit boring on a date, you just
Be like, put the toast
pop the
up.
toast up, or relax your face in the background.
Yeah. Whilst, yeah, I mean, yeah, that'd be good. Okay. Well, any other ideas for future human technology interface?
Toast-based?
Or it doesn't have to just be toast-based, but feel free to run with it.
Cars?
Yeah. Cars. Yeah, they're going to be big.
Internet dildos.
Well, where like you can send someone an e-card. You can.
No, in a car.
All right. Well, I think that's I comprehensively answered that. Internet dildos.
What I was thinking was that you could. What I was thinking was that you could maybe like check Facebook, like that. And, nice bit of sound effects. So yeah, that was what I was thinking. Okay, right, we got a letter from Chloe in Kilcampton. Hi, my name is Chloe. I just want to write and say, I love Russ. Russ, could you send me a piece of your lush hair? I love you. All my love, Chloe, 7 years old, Kilcampton.
Yes.
Done.
Okay.
Was that a question?
Done.
Yes.
Yes. There's
Okay.
often quite a lot of Russ love on here.
There is. There's a lot of sad people out there.
And the rest.
1, 2, 3, 4, boys!
Oh, it just rained all over your garden. These are great.
It burns.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how we use them, yeah. Well, I was going to say, if the
Dear-
rest of the people are writing letters in to me. Oh.
Dear Slapback Chat Frat, my husband recently got forcefully evicted from a Greek restaurant by getting drunk and alternating between repeatedly saying, "It's all Greek to me," to the waiter, and singing songs from the musical Grease and saying, "Grease, Grease, get it?" what's the most embarrassed you've ever been by someone else? That's from Julie, 45 Croydon. Have you? What's the most embarrassed you've ever been by someone else? From Julie. That's a tough one, isn't it? Hold on.
Where's the tick tick? I don't know.
It's a toughie. I think the most embarrassed I've ever been by someone is. No, I haven't got anything. I haven't got anything.
No, because the thing is, I think most embarrassing situations are caused by you. Like, for example, when I was younger, I had not done an art project, and the teacher asked me, "Have you done your art project?" And I said, "No, I've left it at home." And then he said, "Right, we'll go home and get it." And I went, "Right, well, I will." So I left the classroom. I was calculating in my head. I thought, if I run home, and if I scribble this down, and if I run back, and it didn't add up. And so I just walked back into the classroom and said, "I totally lied to you. I haven't done it." And it was really embarrassing. But it wasn't his fault. Well, it was. You know, we were jointly responsible.
You were mainly responsible for that.
Yeah. If he hadn't asked, I wouldn't have lied. But
I think
it came to the crunch.
what one's come to me. I think one of the most embarrassed I've been by someone else is when I had a sleepover when I was about 11, and we were basically making loads of noise until about 3, 4 in the morning. At which point my dad came in. He sleeps in the nude, and he burst into my room nude and just said, "Shut up," and then went out again. That was pretty hard to live down. It's either a toss-up between that or my mum accidentally calling me by my pet name, which she'd used since I was little in front of my friends when I was probably about 15 or 16.
What's your pet name?
Scribblings.
Tinkles.
Scribblings.
Oh, Scribblings.
That's
Yeah.
not too.
That's
That's
embarrassing.
quite gentle.
I'd have kept that.
Well, it kind of slipped out. It was probably more my reaction to it, which was like, "Mum!"
I fucking hate you.
See, that's you again. Though,
All
isn't
right.
it? Well, I suppose no, she was the catalyst.
I think
Embarrassing
She
you.
was the
Most-
catalyst.
I think probably the most stupidly. I think the most embarrassed I was by a teacher was like when I was about 7, and they tried to make me sing something in German, and then I didn't know, and then they made me do it in front of like the whole of like the assembly, and I had to stand there and just cry because I couldn't sing in German.
So you just had to cry in front of a...
Cry in front of everyone, just like, I can't sing in German. Why am I singing? I'm in England. Okay, so there you go.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing those. Should we have 2 more letters?
Yeah, okay, I've got 2 more. This is from Aaron Gillyfoot, 68 from Norwich. Big lover of the show. When is Alan Titchmarsh coming back? Any alternative uses for plants? I think he might have got the wrong podcast. Alan, we'll be back on, obviously.
We're open to him. If he's up for it, we'll have him on.
We will do it again. Obviously, that was a special show. Are there any alternative uses for plants? Is this question?
You can use flowers as a decorative kind of item.
But that's not an alternative use. That's the use of plants.
No, that's not what flowers are for. Their primary function is to give nectar for bees.
Yeah, but that's primarily what they're
pollinate them
used
to
for.
reproduce. So what I'm saying is, you can use flowers, right? Put them in some kind of receptacle,
Oh yeah.
vase,
Like
or
a
something.
vase or something?
Put that in your front room. Looks really nice.
Really?
That's my that's my tip.
Sing it?
But
You can
often, if you go to a florist, there's a lot of the flower that they don't often use. So
And you can eat that.
the stalk and the stem, they're not going to use. So if you go to a florist and say, can I have the offcuts, the stems, and they'll probably give them to you. And then what you can do with that,
That's a week's worth of dinners.
take them to a date and say, someone stole the heads.
I'm stuck in the tube.
But
Oh,
yeah. But look, I
Good
did
gesture.
buy them. Yeah.
Thank you, Aaron from Aaron Gillyford from Norwich. That's very
That's
useful
a
letter.
good one, yeah. Okay, and this is the last one. This is from Joan26. She says, please read out my letter. Please read out my letter. I am writing from a women's prison, and I always use my 1 hour of internet time a week to listen to your podcast. I'm currently being courted by a number of gangs because I have many circus skills, a 5-octave vocal range, and a better than average chance of telling when someone is lying or hungry. If you were in prison, would you join a gang, and what skills do you think would make you useful in prison? So, Ollie, how would you fare in prison, and what skills would you bring to the table?
I think I'd be alright in prison, you know, just hanging out. Form a gang, rough stuff boys, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Incorporated.
Yeah, I think we'd be, especially good at receiving sodomy. I mean, we could be used as some kind of like sexual aid for all the other guys, you know, in the prison.
Yeah.
And they'd be happy with us because they were like, oh, wow, I didn't think about this before. I'm like, well, there we go, easy option. So, yeah, I think I'd go for, you know, just a bugger fuck guy. Why not? Yeah.
I admire your bravery, because that's usually a consequence, you know, a devastating consequence of being in prison. You know, the kind of switch around of saying, not only is it not something we don't want, but we are going to form a gang.
It's something you're going to
dedicated
specialise
getting
in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you might as well cut to the chase, which, in a weird way, might actually just put them off and go, what's this guy?
Yeah.
Why does he want
Well,
this?
Why is this guy? He's a bit keen on you.
If they thought you were enjoying it, that might put them off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just take
I
one
mean,
to the team and then it won't happen.
It's a high risk strategy.
It is, but I think
If I pretend I really want it, perhaps I won't get it. Could go the other way, but I mean that is a paradigm shift.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
you change yourself from being a victim into being, you know, someone who is quite clearly not a victim, but possibly sexually deranged. But that is a
Sounds like potentially a Beyonce song, doesn't it?
yeah. What would you
Sexually
bring to the penal system, Russ?
Well, I think I would go straight in as a snitch and just tell on everyone, but in such a way as I appeared to be like kind to the kingpins. So keep the kingpins informed about any information, snitch on the other people, and keep myself within the prison hierarchy that way.
Well, would you? But in order to start yourself off as a snitch, you've got to get information. So how would you?
Absolutely, I would find I mean, where's the information kept?
Well, for example, Russ, if I just imagine I'm a prisoner, right? I'm
Yep.
just hanging out in the prison yard, you know. You want to get some.
Getting bummed.
What's
It burns.
out me?
What information? Well, I would be able to see from your appearance just how bad things have got, and then I would report. And I would report back to the bosses and I'd say, oh, this Fontaine guy. Or in fact, I suppose what you do as a snitch, if you haven't got any information, you fabricate information to get yourself in with people. So I might say, this Fontaine guy, oh, he is a bloody snitch. So what I'd recommend is knife him. Just
Bang to the eye. Yeah.
yeah, and then that'll stop him snitching. And what will happen is the snitching will keep happening because I'm doing it, but all my enemies will get killed off because I'll be, you know, pointing the blame in their direction.
Chief snitch. That's a very good idea.
There you go.
Can't fault it.
Dan, what skills would you bring to a prison
I
situation?
have a very cavernous rectum, and I would smuggle everything in and out, and also make shivs. That'd probably be the extent of my role in prison, really. Just a mule of some kind. An anal mule.
Anal was good.
I don't know. I assume that's a useful trade.
Altogether, I think we make quite a strong team.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we team up, and then we've got that prison lockdown. Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't want it locked down.
Well, yeah, the opposite of lockdown.
Unlocked.
Unlockdown.
All right. Well, no.
I've got to do a hand up. I've got to go and show someone around my house. I'll be back in
Okay.
10. Right.
Tag in. Tag out. Okay. Well, yeah. So that concludes our letters. I'm glad.
Can we go on to play a little game?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as you and Russ are here, you're going to go head to head
Oh wow.
in the little game I've created.
Go!
And
Hey, mate, you alright?
oh, God.
I'm gonna
I don't think you
mute him.
muted his screen.
Can we mute him?
He's muted now.
Okay.
No!
All right. So this game's pretty simple. You've both seen Saved by the Bell, I assume.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm going to give you 5 plots from Saved by the Bell. Some I may have made up. Some may be true. You and Dan have to guess whether you think it's a made-up plot from Saved by the Bell or whether it's a true plot. Okay. Very simple. Best of 5, and we're going to start right away. So you just have to basically see whether you think it's implausible or not.
Okay.
The first one is from the 4th season of Saved by the Bell. Screech is hit by lightning and afterwards has the ability to see into the future, which Zach and Slater use to their advantage. Yeah, okay, so there you go. Screech is hit by lightning and can see into the future. Do you reckon that was an actual plot?
I think that was an actual plot.
What do you reckon, Russ?
I think that is a true plot.
That
Okay.
is a true plot. Okay, I can tell you. You're both correct. You are both correct. Okay, so it's one each at the moment. Okay, quickly moving on to the next one. Zach decides that Screech is in desperate need of a girlfriend and sets about finding one. However, the task proves harder than he thought, so Zach dresses up as a girl to go on a date with Screech and has to act fast when Screech takes a liking to him. What do you reckon?
That's a good point, Russ.
Um,
I think it's true.
I think that is true. I think it's true again.
You think it's true again? Okay, I can tell you. You're both right again, bloody hell. You're really nailing this. You must have
It's
been
an
avid
easy
watchers
quiz.
back in the day.
I used to watch
Well,
a lot
okay.
of Saved by the Bell.
Okay, next one from season 3. When a new milkshake and burger bar, the Max, opens up, Slater bags a job as a waiter. Now he's able to give out many free burgers. He becomes the coolest kid in school, much to Zach's annoyance. Zach sets up his own rival burger bar, Cool Burgers, in an attempt to win back his popularity. But whose burgers will the students like best, Zach's or Slater's? Okay.
Zach's.
I don't think. I think that's a lie. I think that's a pretend plot.
Okay. What are you thinking, Russ?
I think it's true again. I think it did happen.
Okay. Dan, you are correct. No, that was not a true plot. I made that one up.
Boom.
2-1. Okay. Next one. With the homecoming dance fast approaching, Zach finds himself in an unexpected race for prom king and Kelly's heart when a new student, cool kid Dylan, increasingly desperate, Zach plans to murder Dylan and make it look like suicide. Will it succeed? Now, what do you think about that?
I think that is unlikely to be true, given the nature of the show.
You think? What do you reckon, Dan?
I agree. I think that is too violent for Saved by the Bell. But in the interest of game theory, I will say that is true, so that Russ has got a chance to come back, like a true sporting gentleman.
Okay. That is true.
Shit.
No, it's not.
That.
No, that is not true. Okay, and the last one. So Russ
Yes.
is now 2-2.
Steven Stevens.
Okay, this is the last one. When Mr. Belding offers time off when Mr. Belding offers time off to do a radio show, Zach starts the show that becomes a hit with the students. However, when the mics are left running after the class is over, Mrs. Belding visits the school, and Mr. Belding and Mrs. Belding go to the radio booth after for some privacy. Shocked at what he found out, Zach faces a choice of whether to broadcast it to the rest of the school or not. So, what do you think about that?
That is true.
That's true. Yeah, definitely.
Fucking hell, we are. Yeah.
All right. Well, I can tell you,
No.
false. It's a tie. It's a tie.
You made that one up.
Good game, Russ. Good game.
I made that one up, but we've got to go for a.
Quite convincing.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about Saved by the Bell fan fiction?
Was it one of many that you've made up
Yeah.
and blogged about?
Okay, well, I'm going to give you one final one, okay, to see if because there needs to be a winner. Okay, so I've made up a few more in the bag, so let's and there's also a few more real ones. So, all right. Zach bets against a Valley wrestler named Marvin that Slater will win his wrestling match. However, things go wrong when Slater decides to quit wrestling. Screech stands in for him, but he's not built for wrestling, and Slater, as Slater is, and does not do well.
That's true.
I mean, sounds plausible, but what do you reckon? What do you reckon, Russ?
I'll say false.
All right.
It's true.
Well,
It's true, isn't it?
I can tell you, it is. Hold on. True. Well done, Dan.
Thank you very much. My Saved by the Bell knowledge has paid off. Years of mornings well spent.
Yeah. That's
Congratulations.
isn't it?
Thank you. Thank you. Worthy contender, Russ. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
We're trying to bring our podcast to bigger markets. And one thing that we realised was popular, it's all over Facebook, all over the internet, is BuzzFeed articles. You know the kind of thing. Like 21 things you never knew about the 90s. You won't believe number 7. So we thought, any idiot can do that. Maybe this is a way that we can, get our podcast out into the world. So we've decided to try and write our own BuzzFeed article live on air and see if we can get any traction with it. So the first title that we're going to try and work on is 10 Ways to Make Her Fall in Love with You. Okay, well, so we came up with some ideas. So 10 Ways to Make Her Fall in Love with You. Number 6 really works. The first one we came up with was ask for her leftover hair, but do not tell her what you want it for. Those have attention, right?
That is good. I do like that one. That's a powerful. I like write a song about her, perform it in front of all of her friends in public place, naked. End the song by shitting yourself, putting your hand down your pants, and scooping some out. Do not break eye contact with her.
I think that's crucial, the not breaking eye contact, because that is a make or break move. And if you break eye contact,
You
then,
lose all respect.
Yeah.
Nothing says you love someone like eye contact.
Also, ingratiate yourself with her friends. Once you've gained their trust, tell them all that she said terrible things about them. Isolate her, and then move in when she's vulnerable.
It's a powerful play, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, one thing you've probably not got going for you is her friendship. So yeah, I think if you can go in strong, isolate her from her friends, and then she'll be yours because she'll have no choice.
I like cut holes in all her clothes and make a quilt out of it for her.
That's nice because it's something you can do subtly, like a little snip at a time.
And then she'll be like, I like all of these, I like all of these textures. Where did you get all these lovely things from? That's gonna be that's gonna pay off in the long run, isn't it?
Number 4, fake your own death. If she comes to your funeral and cries, you know she's the one. At this point, reveal yourself to her and say, wow, look how upset you are. I really must have meant something to you.
Let's get married. We can hold hands now.
Yeah, we're already at a church. I've booked a vicar.
We're away.
That would be brilliant. Lure someone in, thinking it's your funeral, and then be like, "There's
Jump
a
out the
church.
coffin.
Let's flip this around." Okay.
What
Have you
about
got any others?
always try it on with every male member of her family?
Again, that's quite a power play, isn't it? That's,
Yeah.
because if there's one thing I've learned from girls, it's that when you give your attention to someone else, they get jealous.
Yeah.
So
Especially
imagine that
if it's
times
their
10
dad.
if it's their dad.
Yeah, that's gonna break their brain.
It is, yeah. Find out all of her favourite things from Facebook. So you know, going on the liked page and things like that, and then introduce yourself and say I like, and then list all of the things that she publicly likes.
In order.
Yeah.
Okay. What about
I've got another one.
okay.
Memorize her friends list, and then recite them all to her.
What about break into her house and sneak in when she's not in? Go and find her diary, and then find all her most innermost secrets, and then read them back to her verbatim when she's in bed with you, as if they're your memories. They're like.
I mean, that's a good one because she'll think, "Wow, we've got a connection."
We're in sync.
He literally has all the same thoughts as I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like that. Okay. What other articles could we have a look at? Ways to please your man.
Have sex with all of his friends, learn their tricks, and then use them to please him. So it's a kind of a way of improving your game, you know.
I like it. Yeah.
So
Step it up.
learn from other people, and then you know you can bring that back.
That's nice. That's a powerful move.
Stop talking. Yeah,
Just
a little bit less of that and a little bit more of that.
I got like 17 reasons you're better in bed than you realise.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a great title.
Yeah.
You know, regardless.
Women can't come. Don't bother. If she looks disappointed, that means she's really happy.
You know, like 12 ways to you know, succeed in job interviews.
Yeah.
And or 12 essential tips for job interviews.
Always turn up late.
Yeah.
Because it shows that you don't need the job, and that puts you in the position of power.
Yeah.
Always be really rude and super confident, because nothing says you're more worthy of working here than a really bad attitude.
Yeah.
Start big. Go big. Go be racist. Start off really aggressive.
If they ask you what your biggest weakness is, always say, I suppose it's my superiority.
Yeah. It's my inbred racial superiority.
Yeah. People are often, my biggest weakness is that people are often threatened by the fact that I am better than pretty much everyone I've ever met.
If anything, I overdo a job. I probably need to work about 100% less. I'm already putting in way too much.
Try not to blink for the first 5 minutes. This will improve. This will prove that you're an intense and credible candidate.
But make sure you look at the point of their nose so that you go cross-eyed, if possible. Maybe.
If there are 2 people in the interview, make sure you only answer questions from one, and do not look at the other one. This will show that you're capable of focus.
If one of them is a woman, make sure you say plenty of things that encourage them to believe that they could be your mother.
Don't elaborate. If a woman asks you questions, don't elaborate. Just say, I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah. At best, treat her like your mother when you were a teenager. Oh, you would ask me that. I'm not answering that.
If you feel like, make sure you, after each answer, make sure you clap and say, nailed it.
Yeah.
Zizzle zazzle.
1, 2, 3, 4, boys. Create your own catchphrase so that every time you go in powerfully, you go in strong. You give yourself applause.
Yeah. If they ask you a question you don't know the answer to, say, that is an interesting question. And then keep saying it.
Now let me ask you a question. And ask them, turn the tide. Ask them more questions than they ask you.
Yeah, make sure on their show them who's boss. On their first question, say, I'll be asking the questions here.
Yeah, reverse every question. What's your best skill? What's your best skill? Why do you want this job? Why do you want me to want this job? I like it. That's good. Okay, well, before we run out of steam, should we wrap up for another time?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've got to go in a minute anyway.
Okay.
Oh, it's a shame that we lost Ollie and then lost Russ, because it had a good
It had some
energy.
legs. It had some legs, didn't it?
It did, but this could be a particularly short one, you know.
Yes. Yeah. I'll edit it down to about 20 minutes.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Even if it's only 20 minutes, that's still, you know.
Something, innit?
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and it's great. We've really appreciated all the letters. I mean, they just make the show. It's nice to have any input, even from Trevor. You know, we'll do better. We'll try and step the game up a little bit, and maybe fight your grand next time.
It's nice when people get in touch, though, isn't it? That's the thing.
It is. Yeah. I'll let you.
It's nice to know that there are people out there, many people from different walks of life, whether that's people from the future, people incarcerated in female prisons, you know, but they're all listening, they're all watching and listening, and that's a really great feeling.
Spreading the magic a little bit, you know, just trying to keep people engaged. That's what it's all about. So if you want to get in contact with us, you can reach us at slackbackchatfrat@gmail.com. You can also comment on our YouTube channel, which is something along those lines on YouTube, and also we have a Reddit, which is again something along those lines at Reddit. So yeah, thank you very much, and we will see you hopefully soon. Thank you very much. Good evening. Goodbye.
Thank you.